Hey, what's up, size viewers? Welcome back to another video. I'm here to proudly announce my remastered completed story of My Tiny Miracle, which is basically the first story that I ever uploaded to YouTube, right? And it's a story that started the entire series as a whole. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and not upload the entire thing onto YouTube for several reasons. I tend to find that viewers don't like a long, boring video of me talking, and that you guys would prefer that you watch the video without my voice, and obviously with the sound effects, the little music that I add in, and all of that. I tend to find that that's what you guys like more. So what I'm gonna do is, from now on, with my YouTube channel, I'll make these videos about 10 minutes long, and I'll do a quick synopsis of the story, adding some pictures that you guys can watch, and then when I put the link in the community tab, you'll be able to watch the video, which is about 26 minutes long, in its entirety, with a lot more effort and quality put into it. With this video, this is just me adding a little bit of commentary, and really just to give you guys, those who may not be able to read English properly, just for me to just tell them with my own words what exactly is happening in the story so far. So first, let me go over the changes real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. Graphic enhancements. Obviously the pictures, the models, the environments have changed. They look much more enhanced. The HD, high definition, high dynamic range, everything has been changed from when I worked on my first story, which was on a laptop with only 8 gigabytes RAM. Now I have a PC that's 32 gigabytes of RAM. So there's a complete difference of quality in the video, in the new story that I just did. The My Tiny Miracle lore, it's still somewhat the same, but a lot of changes have been made. First and foremost, let me go ahead and start. I removed a lot of the inappropriate scenes with Miss Kimmy and with Sachiko. The scenes that were a little bit NSFW, I sort of removed it and rewrote them entirely. And that comes down to when I wrote the story at a time when I didn't have an establishment for the characters' personalities, right? I was still searching for what we were going to do for each character and what kind of personality we were going to give them at the time. And now that I can redo this story entirely, now you start to see that the characters' personality are actually coming to play very nicely. I'm actually very pleased by the rewritten of the story. Me and my friends, we rewrote the story, and we are very happy of its outcome. And so now that I'm able to tell you guys that, let's talk about the lore. So here's what happens now, right? Now, if you guys have been keeping up on DeviantArt, you guys know of a whole bunch of stuff that's already been happening. And I'm gonna not spoil anything for the YouTube fam so that you guys who are only watching on YouTube won't know what's really happening, right? But there's a lot of stuff that's happened so far, right? So, now that I've remastered My Tiny Miracle, I will remaster My Tiny Defender as well. I want to be able to revamp the quality of the video and the models to look beautiful, to be visually pleasing, and to add sound effects and music to match the atmosphere like watching an anime. And that's really the purpose of why I'm restarting everything, because, you know, when you want to give your viewers good content, you're going to put in that hard work and effort, and that's basically what I'm doing here. Now, let's go ahead and get to the synopsis, right? So, here's a quick summary of that video that I'm posted in the link in the community tab, right? Basically, as I've told you guys before, Tyler has been isekai'd to a different world, and now he is on a mission to try to convince everyone around him that he is a human and that he's not some kind of pet that, you know, that the girls view as clones. Now, as we know, as you hear in the hint in the story, you know that the characters in the story says that the little ones are quote-unquote clones. Now, we all know that this is a lie. Tyler is trying to establish to them and tell them that, well, that's not true, and that these quote-unquote clones are actually children who were stolen from my world, brought to your world, and possibly used for pets. Now, what Tyler did was, no one told him that. He just sort of put two and two together, and he figured out what was really happening here. And so his mission is to now try to save his world instead of in the previous story where he just wanted Faye to recognize him as a human. Now he's more so concerned about his world. He has much more of a, I guess you could say, a hero archetype personality compared to how it was mainly him having a crush on Faye. Now in this story, he has a little bit of feelings growing for Faye as well, and he's starting to realize that he's connected to her through some kind of unknown means, right? And so we don't have any information about what that is yet, and I won't spoil it for those who haven't got to that part of the story, of what Tyler means to Faye, or what the other little ones mean to the other girls. And so now we are in the story, and Tyler's entire mission is to just try to get people to see him as a human. So far in the story, in this chapter 1 segment that I sent you, all of the girls see that he's different, but they're not quite convinced yet. And that sort of kind of hurts Tyler a little bit. Tyler is upset that everyone still has not seen him as a human person. He wants people to see him as a human so that they can know the kind of crisis that his world is going through. And this whole point of the story is where not only is he building friendship between the girls and meeting with Hiroko and the other characters, and especially with Miss Kimmy, but now you're starting to see a much more personal dynamic between characters, instead of in the previous story where it was a little bit I guess you could say not as in-depth compared to how it is now. And that's something that I'm proud about with this story. Now there is serious personality. Now there is actual lore to the story, where the problem with the first story was we were trying to find what direction we were going to go. And with this remastered version, you guys are going to get a full-on story, good character dynamics, better grammar for the most part. It's not perfect, but it is much more of an improvement compared to the first story that I've written. And now the characters are established. And so you guys can watch chapter 1, 26 minutes long of not me talking, and good music, good sound effects, and overall a very chill ASMR type experience where you can sit back, read the story at a pace that's not too fast. I do feel that I think I've made the slides a little bit too fast for you guys to read, and I know I have a lot of foreign people who read that and they may not be able to understand English as well, so that might be an issue. I do apologize for that, and I will post it in a link. So it's on Google Drive. It's either going to be on my Patreon. I'm going to either post the link on Twitter or somewhere else. I'm still going to find that out. I'm going to give you guys access, right? I know that not everybody can get access to Patreon in certain countries, but most of you should have access to Twitter. And so the reason why I want to use these websites is because I don't want to post a link on a website that YouTube doesn't deem safe, because YouTube will take down a link that doesn't seem appropriate. So I want to make sure that I use a social media website for that. So yes, guys, thank you guys for supporting my content, man. If you guys can hit like and subscribe, that will really help my channel. I really want to grow on YouTube. I really want to become a platform, a size tuber, I guess you can call it. And I want to create good stories for you guys. And so this is how I'm going to, from now on going forward, whenever I do a synopsis of the chapter, it'll be a short 10-minute video of what the chapter is. And that's what I just told you is essentially what happens in the chapter. There's not much more to it. There's a lot more lore to it, but I think it's better if you guys can read that for yourselves and you can kind of deduce what's happening. So segment 2 will come out sometime next week. For now, you'll start to see a completely re-upload of the story, but remastered. Everything changed completely. It won't be the old stories like as you remember it to be. If you want to see the scenes, the old scenes, I will post another link separately sometime on Sunday. We'll see. And yeah. So guys, thank you for watching my video. As always, I will see you next time. And stay tuned because the story is going to get really good. Bye-bye.